I'm Hannah and I'm a third year acupuncture student. Outside of college, I am a GP based in London. After I finished with medical school, I was a junior doctor in hospital and I always kind of knew I wanted to do general practice. I like the holistic approach and that you look after people from cradle to grave. I work in London, so I work as an NHS GP and also as a private GP. They're quite similar actually, so just seeing anyone come through the door really with anything pretty much. Bit of family tradition. My mum is acupuncturist and she actually graduated from the NCA about 16 years ago. So growing up, I always see her treating people with all sorts of conditions, some which are quite difficult to be treated without conventional medicine. So I'm in my third year, which is the final year of this course, and I've just done the first draft of my dissertation, which is all exciting. So I'm still in my first block of the clinic. I'm about halfway through in my first block. We get 25-day clinic days in third year, so I'm about 7 days through. Probably the clinics, and so the clinics is really where everything comes together really. Like all clinical medicine, it's where you see things coming to life and you get to apply all your knowledge, so that's probably the most exciting part. They have similarities for sure. So particularly at the NCA, there's a lot of emphasis on biomedicine. So in second year, lots of my classmates have to study quite in depth the biomedical side of things. It's like studying a whole different language again, for sure, because all the terminology are used differently from conventional medicine and the principles are totally different. There are similarities, and when I get the similarities and I link them together, it's a little bit like a light bulb moment. But most of the time they're quite different. The theories have to keep on switching hats to think about them. Yes, so it's just a scheme the college has. So I believe it's anyone who's got a degree in medicine, physiotherapy, nursing, are exempt from studying the biomedicine component in second year, which actually it's a very heavy module, so I was very, very grateful I was exempt. It's been very interesting and been very, very useful actually. Our medical training all sort of varied depending on what rotations we did, but personally I didn't get a lot of exposure to musculoskeletal issues. Classically, sort of kind of went, well, we'll refer to physio, the physio will work on it. So I feel a lot of part of that was missing from my training. Even though it is the bread and butter of general practice, it was mostly learned on the job rather than being systematically taught. So doing the body work module was really, really helpful actually, going through the individual muscles again, because even though we did learn this in medical school, it was very early on in medical school, and having now practiced for a length of time, the clinical application, the manifestation, going through it again is really, really useful. Particularly the clinical lead here, Helen, she's a physio background, and it's just been super helpful to get her insight on some of the conditions from a physio perspective. And I just feel I just really enjoyed that module. So when I first started this course, I had this ambition I wanted to offer it on the NHS. And as I progressed into the course and spoke with more people, it just seems to be very difficult due to our current climate with the NHS and also the availability of funding. So I'm more looking into to practice as a private independent acupuncture therapist practitioner after I qualify. Although I had hoped to be able to work with some bigger corporate to possibly work within our IVF centre settings to help women with conception. It's just a thought actually, because we know a lot of people seek out acupuncture treatment to go along with our IVF, and we know the treatment has to be taken at a specific point during their IVF cycle, and a lot of people find that quite difficult to fitting the treatment in with their IVF treatment. So it's just a thought that if I could try to work for IVF centre, then I would be working already as a part of the team. So therefore makes it easier for women trying to getting the acupuncture treatment at the right point without having the hassle of trying to get in the middle of the night with the acupuncturist, or having to sort of call out for home visit and things if I was already part of the team. So just a thought at the moment. Personally, I felt it's been a very long journey of lots of hard work's been put into it, so it's definitely not a decision to take lightly. If they have any doubts about whether it works and medicine works, there are lots of evidence out there. So a quick PubMed search would bring out lots and lots of different ones. There's several Cochrane reviews out there as well. So if there's any doubts, there's a lot of evidence about it, but certainly because it's learning a whole system of medicine that's been around for thousands of years, it's definitely not a walk in the park degree.